right. Hello, everyone.
Hey
Welcome,
guys.
welcome back to our podcast. We are Ever Since 2012, a Harry Styles fangirl pop culture podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Gianna.
I'm Melanie.
And we have a super, very special guest on our podcast today.
Yes, we have Miss Julie Russell.
Hello, I'm Julie. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm so excited. I love talking about anything fangirl and Harry and everything, so I'm excited.
Oh, we're so happy to have you on. We were so excited when you agreed to do this. We were like, yes.
That makes me so happy. No, I'm so excited. I'm excited to be here, especially Boston girls. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
I'm not a Boston girly. I wish.
Oh, where are you from?
I'm from Connecticut.
Okay, New England.
So close enough. Yeah.
Yeah. You're only an hour away. That's okay. So we're going to ask Julie a couple questions, just talk to her about being a fangirl, music industry, entertainment industry, just stuff like that. So if you're interested, keep listening. All right. So we've got the first question. It's about fangirl fantasy. We just want to know how you started fangirl fantasy, or like what came to mind, like when you wanted to start it.
Yeah, absolutely. So Fangirl Fantasy is in May will be 4 years old, which is crazy. A lot of people like just think like it happened overnight. And like, oh my God. I'm like, this has been a long time coming, the success that we've had and the growth over the past few years. But my background, I was in radio for like 5-6 years. I was always in the nightclubs with, the DJs and the jocks, and whether it was working or just to see my friends, and all love them, but like it's all the same music. You want to listen to Drake, Migos, like, any of the top 40 songs on the radio. That's what you can hear when you go to a club or when you go out, And so I was just like out one night and I'm like, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of, and so I just kind of like brought it up to a few friends. And I was like, this is my idea. What about like, a pop night? Like we start it in Boston, see where it goes. Like if it's something we're interested in, like I'm sure like if Taylor Swift's selling out Gillette twice, and Harry's doing the Garden and then Jonas Brothers, was like, I'm sure other people would kind of be interested in it. And so then I brought it to a couple of my DJ friends in the industry and I was like, this is my thought. This is whatever. I was like, this is, my process in my head, but I don't know how to like execute it. I don't know where to do it. And so they kind of helped me get like a bar in Boston. It was 21 plus, and I threw like the first like Fangirl Fantasy just like generic night. So it was like any kind of pop music, but then it was like also like Disney and Sync, Backstreet Boys, Avril Lavigne, just like super generic. And like 120 people showed up, which is crazy. A lot of it friends, just supporting and just kind of like, all right, cool. But then the cool part is like, the people that show up that you don't know. And so that was in May of 2019. And then we did a couple more that summer at the same bar. And then in October of 2019, we did a strictly Taylor Swift night at a different bar, 21 plus. It was 350 people. And we sold it out weeks in advance. And I was like, all right, shit. Like, I think I got like a little rhythm. And it was like a 2-floor bar. It was just so much fun. And then we did in November of 2019, One Direction versus Jonas Brothers at the Middle East Downstairs, which is a concert venue in Boston. And we sold it out. It was 550 people. And I was like, oh my God. Like, and it's on a stage, it's not just at a bar where, the first few, it was just like the DJ was kind of in the corners playing the music. But this is like, all right, a performance now. Like, okay, we got to like give a little something and like make it a little bit more. And yeah, and then we got like booked in New York for the first time in February of 2020. And like, but we did a few other Boston events and it just kept going in the traction and people like, there's nothing else like it, And then COVID hit. So things kind of slowed down, but, I was just thinking of other ways to build it and this and that. But, we just, once we were allowed to be safely outside and in group gatherings, I just made sure that we were prepared to do that. And we were prepared to be on the road. And after that, it just kind of like took off. People are excited to be outside, excited to be with their friends, excited to dance. So it was really a great thing. But I think also with that time period of us not being on and other people are looking for things, we did get competition. And people kind of just, I'll just say like took a money grab, but people that genuinely don't care about this music, it was just like promoters and things that kind of saw like we successfully were doing something and then they came in. So I think, you know, it was great for us to be able to like, not great, it was cool, but great for me to be able to figure out like what to do, how to structure it. But then it also, you know, allowed others to think about the same things. But yeah, that's a little background on how Fangirl Fantasy began.
Yeah, I remember after COVID happened, me and my roommate, we were still trying to get to know each other, but we were moving in that August, and we moved in and we were like, oh my God, there's this One Direction 5 sauce like night. Do you want to go? And it was I think it was the Middle East. It was in Sanya. It was either upstairs or downstairs, but
One Direction 5 sauce.
Yeah, it was 2021.
Oh, that would have been, I think, at the Sinclair in Cambridge.
Maybe it was in Cambridge, I think.
Yeah, the Sinclair. It would have been there. Yeah.
I remember. I was like, we have to go to this, and I actually have pictures. We have like the cardboard bobbleheads that you guys had, and we were just taking pictures and like dancing. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
I find it like so kind of inspiring how you just kind of went to your friends with like, I have this idea, like let's bring it to life. Because with this podcast, that's kind of like the same thing that happened. Melanie and I went to HLOT 21. We were going to the Long Island show, and we were driving in the car, and I said to her, I was like, wouldn't it be so cool if somebody did like a Harry or Fangirl pop culture kind of podcast, just talking, updating weekly on Harry or pop culture news going on, like, you know, whatever. And she was like, yeah, like that would be cool. And I'm like, okay, we're starting it. Like this, we're going to do it. This is what's going to happen. We're going to upload here, then do this. And I don't know, it's just cool.
The worst thing that can happen is you're in the same spot that you started in. That's really the worst thing. And if you do it and it works out, then it was worth the risk. But if you take the risk and it doesn't work out, you're legitimately in the same spot you started in. So why not do it?
Right.
No, exactly. Right. Yeah, because I was like really quiet growing up, so I was like, oh my God, me in a podcast? I don't know. But then like once I started getting the hang of it, I was like, this is awesome. I love this.
Yeah. Well, we joke all the time. We're like, we are the biggest fangirl FaceTime call.
Yeah.
We meet weekly. We talk about Harry. We talk about 5 Seconds of Summer, Ariana Grande, like everybody. We bring it in. We have a little Google Doc sheet. We talk about what we need to talk about. And it's like, I don't know, a big friendly.
When you're passionate about it and something you actually care about, you don't even think about what you're actually saying. You can just pretend like you're on a FaceTime. You know, it's not even like there's a microphone in front of you once you hit record.
Yeah, totally.
Exactly. That moves us on to our next question. Yep. What do you think brought you so much success?
Oh boy. Like in Fangirl Fantasy?
Yeah.
Okay. I think because I am a fangirl, because I am exactly who I say I am. I am passionate about these artists, and like I say it like you could ask anyone I went to school with, anyone I grew up with. Like this is not a facade. This is not me pretending that I love the Jonas Brothers. It's wholeheartedly since I was 13 years old, crying over Nick Jonas. You know what I mean? Like this is not. You can check my Ticketmaster account. You can check, you know, like I got a job when I was 14 at a grocery store specifically to buy concert tickets. So I think just that is just like, I think even just some of the edits that we do at our videos and just like little things, paying attention to what the fans want, you know, requests or songs they don't want to be played because it's just like a single that we can hear on the radio, you know, like things like that I think that's just kind of what separates us a bit too. And we do act as if it's a concert, our shows, you know, we make sure that whether it's the DJ running around, you know, making sure we're giving out boas or cowboy hats, sunglasses, it's me or my assistant Liv, like we just definitely make sure like we're putting on a show and that everyone knows like the energy is there every single night and that we're happy to be here and it is us. So I think that's definitely probably one of the reasons.
Yeah, and like that's inspiring too, because like a lot of times people that come into like the entertainment industry, like they're so scared to because they're a fangirl. Because like oftentimes like a lot like fangirl can get associated with like crazy or like, you know, like
so
over
much
the
stigma
top
behind it. Yeah.
Behind being a fangirl. Yeah. I think there is a line of professionalism and, you know, being a fan. I mean, I have done the craziest shit growing up. Like things like whatever, I did it, but I was young. But then as soon as I got my first job in the industry, it just like switched, you know, like I wholeheartedly like I was like, this is what I want to do. But then I made sure everyone there knew like I'm a fan. Like they all knew. Like I was always like in radio, like brought into the like new music playing, like what do we like? This and that. If there was an artist coming to town, like I was very involved in that. But I also was very professional where like again, like Nick Jonas is my pride and joy. But if he walked into the office, you would have no idea that like, you know, there's just a line that you have to just make sure you don't cross it. You know, you're allowed to be excited. You're allowed go to the show, scream your head off, you know, let them know you're a fan. But like there's that boundary, you know what I mean? Of just making sure that everything that you do is very professional.
Yeah, totally. Especially with like that artist and fan interaction. Like, yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. The next question is just, what was the hardest part of starting your own business? And was there a point where you were like, ooh, I don't know if I can do this?
Yeah, like once a month. Okay, the hardest part. Okay, sorry, give me a second. I think definitely even in the nightlife, like events, DJ world, it's a man's world. And I'm a female going into it and like working with these clubs and these venues, like I travel with my best friend JD, he's the DJ. A lot of them will like go to him and ask him like, hey, what do you guys need? This and that. And he doesn't know. He's not in charge of like advancing the show. And so like a lot of it sometimes is like and me just biting my tongue and being professional and like they'll just like go to him instead of me because they think, how could a woman be the one that did this or did that? So I think a lot of it is like getting respect and then in that space. I don't even know if that's the hardest part. I think maybe that's the most frustrating part to me. And then in regards to like wanting to give up and stuff, it's hard. I mean, like I run like 2 companies. I also manage on the side, like full time on the side, influencers and content creators. So just like making sure I'm balancing, but we travel a lot. So I think a lot of it is just making sure I'm taking care of my body and, you know, I'm run down a lot. Like we'll be at the venue till 2 a.m. and our flight's at 5 a.m. So we can make sure to get to the next city the next day. And then, you know, sometimes events don't sell well, you know, like we're being requested to come to a certain market all the time. And then we come and then they're like, oh, we couldn't make it come back or this and that. And so like sometimes like it's a little again frustrating, but it's like, dang, like, okay, I'm running ads, I'm doing this, I'm like reaching out to fan accounts, like what am I doing? So like we've had some rough months, like any business. I'm not going to say we've been successful and like hell yeah, selling out venues, excuse me, like every single time we do it. So there's sometimes I'm like, damn, like, or like seeing the competition, I'm like, okay, well they just sold that out or they're doing this. I'm like, okay, like what am I doing? So just like things like that you're just questioning, or this and that I think you're just like, am I really, is this what we're going to be doing? And so, yeah, I mean, it's not easy. You just got to believe in yourself. And like, if you see your vision, just keep going. And I'm in it for the long run. A lot of things that we do is for long-term partnerships and long-term longevity and, you know, fan inclusion. So I'm not worried on that aspect, but sometimes, you know, like anything, you're just like, damn, I'm tired. But it's all worth it. And I'm having a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. That does seem like a lot of work. So like props to you. That's
definitely.
Yeah. But you mentioned that you manage influencers and TikTokers. So that kind of goes on to our next question. What does your day-to-day look like besides Fangirl Fantasy?
A lot of calls, a lot of Zoom meetings. My day-to-day is just, I'm an early bird. Like I'm a morning person. So like I'm usually when I wake up checking my emails, which is like a couple hundred every morning, and I try to clear it out every night. But checking what my schedule is for that day, which is like, is it a Zoom? Is it this? And then checking my client schedule to make sure they know what they have for the day. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm super fortunate that like I don't have to be in an office and that I get to kind of like wherever I need to work, I can work. And if I need to go, you know, meet someone at a coffee meeting or go here with a client or go meet this brand or whatever that looks like, that my day-to-day is not the same as like a normal day. Every day is different. And then usually Thursday I'm on a flight because we have an event the next, you know, whether it's Thursday night or Friday morning. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm gone on the road, and I come back either Sunday, usually Sunday morning, Sunday night, try to catch up on some sleep, plan my week, and then, restart Monday through Thursday until I hit the road again. So yeah, it's kind of all, I don't have like a specific day to day, but it's a lot of like meetings and face to face and events and making sure the clients have everything that they need.
Like it just seems so rewarding hearing it back, like hearing you talk about it and how passionate you are. And like all the traveling also leads us into our next question. What is your favorite location to do shows at? And what is one bucket list location you'd love to host a Fangirl Fantasy event?
Ooh, okay. Whatever, these are like super random cities, but like Columbus, whenever we go, is always like top notch. Penn State is a ton of fun. And these are like cities we've gone back like 3 or 4 times. So it's also so much fun going, and it's like the same girls in the front row every single time. They like know us now and like Josie or JD. And so like, and like, we either follow them on Instagram or this and that. And actually we have this girl, Peyton, who has come to 10 Fangirl Fantasy events in like 5 different cities, because one of them we did like after a Harry show in New York. So she came, and then she's like close enough to Columbus and Detroit and Grand Rapids. She lives in Grand Rapids. And then she came to Chicago like last month. So she's our little pal, and she comes with all her friends, and she's just like things like that I think are just like, what? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, like those like Columbus, like the college towns are really, really fun. Like we go like Kansas, Kansas. I don't know what the college is, but it's in Kansas, and it's like we're right on campus there. But yeah, that's like those are my favorite. And then a city that I'd love to go to. We've really hit like the major ones. Like we just did Canada for the first time. We were in Vancouver, so like we did out of country, and then we're in Canada, in Montreal and Toronto in the next few weeks. I don't know. I honestly, anywhere like going to like I guess like Hawaii would be cool, like because there's fangirls everywhere. I'm just going for the ride. I love it. I mean, I've been to Iowa, like all these random states that I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, why would I ever come to Iowa? And we're at the music venue, and the fans are there, and it's so much fun.
I know the best
You mentioned
about it all.
Sorry.
Sorry, G.
I was just gonna say real quick. You mentioned you love college like towns. You have to come to Toad's Place in New Haven.
We did Toad's Place last year. We did
you did?
We did it the night As It Was came out, actually. So we played As It Was.
Oh my gosh!
Mm-hmm. I think we're
so exciting.
Wait, did you say that's in New Haven? I think we're coming to Hartford
New Haven, yeah.
in June.
I'll be there. Yeah, I will be there.
I think I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think it's Hartford in June.
Yeah, because Melanie and I and our friend group, we kind of do that too. Like we'll go to concerts and events together, and we'll get all dressed up. We'll spend the whole day with each other, and us and our big group, like we'll go to different events like that, and it's just so much fun, and it makes the best memories with your friends. And
I have my concert friends that we have gone to every Jonas Brothers. We hop on the megabus to go to New York. Like, yeah, we have even at 28, we're still like Jonas Brothers tickets went on sale today for their
my god, yeah.
Thing. And like my group, like this group, I think we've had this group chat for like 10 years. So it's funny.
I know we've been going to Harry shows since like 2021 together, and in September I think we lived in New York with how many times we had
3 weekends in a row. Yeah,
for the MSG ones.
Yeah.
I did opening night in LA, and then closing night, and then one in the middle. I can't remember which one in the middle I did.
Oh, those were
we keep telling each other we will make it to an LA show. That is on both of our bucket lists, to go to a Harry LA show together.
Yeah.
I mean, you had the perfect opportunity the past few months.
I know.
We
were so tempted to skip school, and I was like, I can't.
Next time, though, this is our word. Next time we will be there.
Hold you guys to it. I'll make sure.
Yeah. Oh my god. I've been to LA for a concert, but it was for Louis, so it wasn't for Harry. But
the YouTube theater one. You said you saw us there. Yeah.
The flashlights. I don't know. Yeah, my friend from LA, she's obsessed with you guys. So I was like, wait, they're here.
That is so funny. Yeah, we JD opened. We got booked to do the pre-parties for him to open for the Louis shows, like on the pavilion, I guess you would call it. It was so much fun. It was so cool. But yeah, we got like spotted by a few people because like people came down from San Francisco or whatever, and they're like, they literally would just come. They're like, "Fangirl Fantasy."
That's gonna be so cool. Like that's gonna be
like,
so
they weren't
cool.
even like promoting that Fangirl Fantasy was there, really. And then yeah, they're like, "Fangirl Fantasy." We're like, "Hi." It was awesome.
Oh, that is awesome. Okay, next question. It's again about fangirl fantasy, but favorite fangirl fantasy memory.
So we partner with the Red Sox. So that one is like we did that last year, and it's like crazy because I talk about it with like my friends. I don't even feel like it happened. I think I was in such like a state of mind where it just like all of a sudden it was over and it was the next day. Like
Yeah.
like nerves. It was raining. There was like a lot of like high stress things that were happening. That I feel like and like all my friends were there and they're like, it was so much fun. I was like, I don't even think I was there. Because it was just like our logo was up on like the scoreboard. It was just like everywhere. And I'm like, oh my God, like what are we doing here? Like, how is this a thing? And like my dad came and everything. So it was like really special, but I like wish I remembered it. I just think I like blacked out from excitement. And then one of my favorite events was we did a boat cruise in the Boston Harbor. Really, really fun. I'm trying to think like favorite like moment. I like tried to write them down this last year because sometimes like when you move so fast, you forget to like live in the moment. And I'm definitely someone that does that. But I think like having the opportunity with like the Louis show, like that was incredible. And we got it booked because of Fangirl, because they knew the work. We could like, we hit that target audience and that was so much fun. I'm trying to think of like any like Fenway, the boat cruise, Louis. Let me look actually because I have some written down. 2022. Let me see my notes. Okay. We did our first time we did the Red Taylor Swift re-release at a venue in Boston, Big Night Live. And we sold that out like weeks in advance. And that's like it was 1,700 people. It was like our first like really big one. That one like I got like goosebumps when like we first like walked on stage and we started with Fearless. So it was kind of like one of those moments. And then honestly, everyone that works for me or works with Fangirl Fantasy is like a friend. And it's like all the DJs. We have like 5 or 6 DJs now, and just like being able to like even the photographers and like the merch sellers and like anyone is like, if you know me, like I want my friends to win so badly. So being able to like one of the coolest things is like being able to pay my friends to do something they're really good at or like something with their craft. So being able like when we first started to like, be profitable and like I could like hire people like that, I don't think will ever get old. I think that's definitely like number one out of anything is just like allowing my friends to also like shine through like what they're good at, being a DJ, whether it's like graphic design or, they want to go on tour and be a merch seller, they're a photographer, a videographer. So I think that's definitely, especially in this industry, it's people are always trying to get ripped off or work for free so I definitely take pride that I get to like, help my friends do what they're really good at. So I definitely think that's probably like the top thing out of like a recap of like Fangirl Fantasy as a whole.
Yeah, and it definitely makes you guys closer too as a team, like all being friends before and then coming in and working together. It's awesome.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no. I'm definitely, if you've been with me since the beginning or you supported in some kind of way, like we're all going to the top together. I'm very much in that.
Yeah. Sort of like coming off of that last question, in general, what's been like your most memorable thing that's happened this year?
This year?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, my client, Markel, got invited to Las Vegas by the Jonas Brothers to the album, a couple songs off the album on this flyover. And then we got to hang out with the Jonas Brothers before, and we went to the concert and he brought me. And so they flew up, they chartered a plane for us from LA to Vegas. And like they had like they're like sponsored by like their investors or whatever, and Rob's Popcorn. Joe has his mimosa company that he works with. Nick has his, it was like all swagged out. And then there's like probably 20 influencers that got invited, and everyone got a +1. And then we got to just hang out and drink with the Jonas Brothers and just like talk to them. So yeah, I think that's honestly, it's gonna be better than my wedding day. It's gonna be better than I have a baby. I literally have nonstop. It's literally my phone. Me and Nick are literally my phone background.
Oh my gosh.
That's so iconic.
Yeah. So that is yeah, that's top everything. That's not even just this year.
Yeah.
Was that your first time meeting them? Or
oh no. That was my first time meeting them in a professional setting and getting to have that fangirl to music industry, like entertainment professional, and like have that conversation with them, where before I met them outside barricades, outside their hotel,
right,
you know, meet and greets and stuff like this. But this is like, I haven't seen them since I met them in 2019 on their Happiness Begins tour. That was the last time I saw them. So like, that's 3 years. Like a lot has happened for me in 3 years, and like the career and everything. So it was like a really nice time in my like, you know, career and everything to be able to like transition. So yeah, that was really a special moment for me, because I've always said that is like, I mean, it's the reason behind Fangirl Fantasy and everything that I do and why I pursued. So like having that moment and like being invited as a professional was like probably the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's like a whole like I made it moment.
A whole 360. Yeah.
Full
circle, as Nick said to me. So
yeah.
Yep. That's crazy.
Are they aware of Fangirl Fantasy? Like,
I didn't want to like. Their team is aware of it. I don't know if they are. I didn't want to like. There's only so much you can say in so much time, and I didn't want to like confuse them. So I just kind of.
They're like, wait, what?
Yeah. So I just kind of. Their team is aware of what we do. But yeah, I just kind of told them the reason I'm in entertainment, and like I was with my client, so it was like a really cool moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing a bunch of TikToks about it. I was like, oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was all over my For You page.
Yeah, it's all the influencers and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said you managed Markel. Oh my God, his TikToks are all over my For You page. It's so funny. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, he's so funny.
Next, this question I kind of just thought of actually on the spot, because you mentioned something previously before about making set lists for events. So I'm just curious, how do you decide making the set list for events?
It's not really even a set list. I mean, our DJs are live DJing, like they're mixing and everything like that. We really just kind of base everything, like we do like send your request to and this and that, but we really do it on like, our background is radio, so we really like talk about it that like it's like programming a radio show is kind of like how we do it. You know, like this song with this song, because you know we have like a whole Joe Jonas segment when we play Taylor Swift. You know, we play all the songs that are related to Joe Jonas, because fans will know those are about him, or you know the John Mayer, or this and that. But we have the songs that we know like right off the bat to open with to get that energy going. But sometimes there's songs that like we don't play at all, and then it's like requested because it might be a group of girls in the crowd's favorite song as a friend group. I'm like, all right, we don't normally play this because, you know, it might be low tempo. I mean, it doesn't really matter with like a One Direction or Taylor. Everyone's gonna know it anyways. But then there's some times where we're like, oh my God, we didn't even play Blank Space, or you know, like this, but people don't even care because it's like whatever. We hear that song so many times on the radio or this or that. But everything's live, so it's like it's not like a set playlist. It's a live DJ that's kind of just going with the energy in the crowd and really. But we have like in our head like, okay, that's and then sometimes selfishly I'm just like, I want to hear this song. Like I like always like sometimes I'm like selling merch or I'm running around or I'm handling business behind the scenes, but my DJs know I'm like when it's like a One Direction night, I'm like, if you play Temporary Fix and I'm not on the stage, like you're fired. Like that is like my favorite song with like the crowd, and it's just so much fun. And so like they know like do not play that song if I am not available to run around. So yeah, it's really just it's all live, so it's just not one show. All the shows are not the same.
That really brings the energy.
Definitely, and all the DJs differently. You know, like
right
BPM with the song and stuff like that. They see it differently, and then like. we do like the slow moments with like Little Things and Amnesia, or whatever that looks like. But yeah, everything's different.
Yeah, because I've been to events in the past where you can go on Spotify and find the whole entire night in one playlist, and it's like, okay, it's expected, but it's interesting to get something different every night.
Yeah, no, absolutely no. Yeah, no show is the same.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah,
like open, like we used to like open like for Taylor nights. I think we used to like consistently do like I did something bad or are you ready for it? Just because it has that like boom boom like that really exciting. But then we've changed it up because it's like, all right, we've already done that. We're kind of getting sick of it too, you know? So there's like different things that like we also like challenging each other and but then if we've done Boston so many times, it's like, okay, if we play we do that, we open with that again, everyone's gonna be like, all right, we know that's what you open with, like switch it up a little bit. So yeah, we used to do like the boom boom because it just was fun and exciting, and then yeah, we like changed it up now. I forget. I don't even know what we're gonna open with on we have shows Saturday in Boston, so I don't even know what we're gonna open with.
Got to keep everyone on their toes.
Exactly.
Yeah. The classic is always when it's like a Haler night and Style starts playing, everyone goes crazy. I'm like, oh my
Yeah, we
God.
do that. That's definitely like we do like that's like one of our like middle of the night bangers, you know, like making sure the crowd's still there. You can't go in too hot with a song like that.
Yeah. No, it's so good. I was gonna go to Saturday, but something came up and I was like, no.
Next time
Yeah.
we'll be back.
Yeah. But anyways, next question. Do you have like a specific event that you're excited for like hosting for Fangirl Fantasy?
Like coming up,
Yeah.
we are back at Fenway in April, so I'm really excited about that for our second time at Fenway Park. We have a couple things in the works that like behind the scenes that I'm like working on that I'm excited for. It's just kind of like locking that in. But definitely that. And then like we do like the anniversary shows for One Direction. So this is 13 years of One Direction in July. So we're gonna do like a fun thing like that, like throw birthday parties. So those are always really fun because we don't usually ever do strictly like One Direction. It's usually Five Sauce or Harry. But then we're also doing Webster Hall again in New York. And we did it in November with K-pop. But this one we're doing like One Direction and Harry Styles, which is just it's an iconic venue and it's just going to be so much fun. So that I'm like not naive's not the word. I don't really know the word, but like I don't take any of it for granted. So like people will work their whole career to play Webster Hall, and for some reason we get to do it for our second time in less than 6 months. So it's like it's insane to me. And then even Fenway Park, like what? Like I'm doesn't make any sense to me. So like just like the venues that we get to play that are so iconic are just that's enough for me.
Yeah, it's crazy how you guys started in Boston, like in an underground club, and now it's like Fenway Park and like Webster Hall. That's just so crazy.
Crazy, I know.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know how to like react. I'd be like, oh my God.
You blacked out like I do, and then it's over and you don't remember it.
I know when you're there, you're like, what's going on?
That's got to be like the most rewarding thing. I would not be able to handle all that.
Yeah, I think the best too is just like, especially when we do Boston events and they're bigger ones, and like New York too, because a lot of friends, especially when like my friends get to come and see it, and the ones that like came to support in the beginning, and now they're like, Julie, like what the heck? Like what is like, you know, like they came when there was 100 people, and now they're coming and it's Fenway Park, or they're coming and there's almost 2,000 people, and they're like, what happened? Or like they like will ask me, they're like, where are you? And I'm like, oh, Iowa, you know? And so it's like really rewarding to like be able to like bring my friends that like have supported since the beginning and like now they get to kind of see what we do.
Yeah, that's always really nice because they've been with you like throughout the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
And they've had to listen to me talk about the Jonas Brothers and everything when they don't care.
Now you're like, oh, I met them.
Yeah.
That's so
Did you know why he looked at me?
Right. Oh, we have the fun questions
We're into our
now.
fun question section now. Yes. What concert are you looking forward to attending this year?
Ooh, okay. Well, I don't have tickets, but I will be attending the first 3 nights of the Jonas Brothers at the Marquee Theater in 2 weeks. To hear the Jonas Brothers have titled album, the Lines, Vines, and Trying Times, in a little bit longer. I need to be there. And then Taylor, I'm going to see her in LA for the Eras tour, which I'm like so excited for. Trying to think what else is going on. I feel like Niall's going to be doing some more, like he's doing Boston Calling and some festivals, but I feel like he has to have some shows going on. So I am excited to see that because I feel like he's been working really hard behind the scenes on like this new music and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see whatever he comes up with for a tour because there's definitely going to be a tour, at least I feel like in the fall. But Taylor, obviously, that's the big one.
Yeah, we have Taylor, but here in Boston. I don't know how we got tickets, but we're like on the last row of Gillette.
Oh, I'm way up.
Yeah.
I'm way up
Yeah.
top. I didn't even care. I was like shaking trying to get the tickets on the pre-sale. I'm like, oh my God, this is so nerve-wracking.
I know.
We have a video up on our YouTube channel actually of us buying tickets that day, and it's just us screaming back and forth at each other over the phone. We're like, just buy them, just buy them.
I was the one in charge of buying. I somehow managed to get 6. I have no idea how.
Ooh.
So that all my friends are coming out to LA so we can go but I'm like, I was just like clicking and I don't even care where we sit. Just get us in that venue.
Mm-hmm. It was funny.
Exactly.
Face value, please.
Yeah, exactly. It was funny because Gianna and one of our other friends, they were like closer in line than I was. And it stopped like right when it starts glitching and like passcodes won't work, nothing won't work. They got in and we were like panicking. We're like, what are we going to do?
It was crazy. I know that day
It was so bad. And then
I hate this verified fan shit. Just go back. Let it be like everyone gets a chance. Log in at 10 a.m. and get your tickets.
Yeah. They tested some like new system for Beyonce. I don't know how that went though.
I don't know.
I think is it the one where they drop like the verified fan codes at any random time and they just tweet like, hey guys, we dropped out codes?
I haven't seen that.
Oh, I don't know.
They've been doing that with Beyonce, the Jonas Brothers, they did it today.
It was like a wait list. It was the verified fan.
Mm.
And because no one can afford with their platinum tickets they sell, there was still so many tickets available, even though it was a tiny venue. And then they're like, hey, check, we like let some people off the wait list, but not me.
I know.
I didn't get let off either.
Wait list. We were like, we have to go at least one show.
I need the first 3. The last 2, anyone else can have it. Do not care. Get me in the first 3. I will be there. I'm saying it right now. It doesn't matter how or why. I will have to drop a lot of money. I already know it, but I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
Well, at least we know that they're touring.
Yeah.
I mean, the new album at least, but.
Yes. Doesn't matter. I need the old albums.
I know.
Come on.
Me and Gianna were just talking and we were like, Gianna was telling me that she hasn't been able to stop listening to Wings, and I'm like, me neither. Like,
I was singing it nonstop before you got in this call.
That is so funny.
I was like, Gianna, we gotta get our game face on. Like,
I love it.
Wings.
I know.
No, but we love the Jonas Brothers. I think I saw them in Fenway. No, when was it?
Or 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Yeah.
Well, we were going to see them at Global Citizen, which we vlogged that. We missed, Melanie and our friend Camille missed their whole set.
Yeah.
My friend Anthony and I just made it. They were singing their final song, and we were like all the way in the back running in after security. We're like, wait, because we wanted to go to Global Citizens to see the Jonas Brothers, and we just completely missed them.
Yeah. I heard Cake by the Ocean just playing in the background. I was like, oh, well. Yeah. There's so many iconic concert memories that we have, and like so excited to make more this year. All right, so we have our own like stan list, like people that we stan as fangirls. So we just wanted to know like who was on your stan list.
Like artists?
Yeah.
Ooh, how many?
Let's
give us
top
anything.
5.
Okay.
Oh, top 5. I'm like, give us anything.
Jonas Brothers. Okay, should we go off like my Spotify most listened, or is this just like, see, it's a little complicated. I have so many different genres.
There's so many ways.
I would say your top 5 of like all time.
Oh, okay.
Gonna make it hard.
That's a hard one.
Jonas. I'm gonna say Taylor. This is like an off the like not fangirl, but Black Bear is like, he's like right up there with my most dreamed. Oh, because then I'm really falling into deep trap of some of these girly pops that I'm just like really listening to, and I'm like, but they're not like my OGs of like music. I'm trying to think of like who would I travel? I mean, I've seen Harry this year so many times too that I'm like, but I can't say like, oh, can you tell I'm stressed?
Mel, you made it hard with the
I'm
top
so
five.
sorry.
Um, I mean, I'm gonna say Harry. But like, okay, like Tate McRae's song was my number one stream.
Ooh.
Like her past album is like obsessed. So like
Yeah.
I want to add her in there. And like right now I'm like obsessed with Renee Rapp. So I'm like also her. I'm trying to think like I used to be like I've seen Justin Bieber on every single tour he's ever done also.
Mhm.
So like I want to say like I don't know, like I think of my OG fangirl days, everyone.
Yeah.
Like I was a Demi girl, I was a Selena girl, I was, Miley girl, like obviously Miley's new era, I'm so excited for. I really am just like that typical like fangirl and a cool, but then like I love my Black Bear and like I used to like be in that like G-Eazy, Black Bear, Mark Basis, like that used to like I mean even right now they still are like Mark and Bear are, like still in my top music that I listen to like daily in the car because that fits in like my Tate McRae and that like little circle because it's like my pop and then my like not like my R&B poppy music. Not even R&B, that was dramatic, but I don't even know what I would categorize them as. But yeah, I would say like Jonas, Taylor, Harry, Tate, Black Bear are probably because I think those are all my artists like on my top Spotify. But like right now, like again, like just music I'm listening to is like I'm super in the girl pop music. So like Lexi Jade, Renee Rapp,
Oh.
Tate Gray, Mimi Webb, like Nessa Barrett, I think is so freaking talented too.
Yeah.
It's like I'm in that like right now, like those are my like also like my sad girl music. So,
Yeah.
like, yeah, so that was a little bit extra, but yeah, that's everything.
There you go. That was perfect.
I can't realize it. I can't
We love
categorize.
them all too. I
Yeah,
hear you.
I literally have Gracie like right there. It's paused for the obviously in Zoom. But whenever like someone asks me like what's my favorite like what music I listen to, I'm like, oh God, I don't know. Like everything.
Right now, okay, I'm time out Kelsey Ballerini right now. Her
Yeah.
EP. Why do I feel like I'm going through a divorce? Never been divorced. Like
Yeah.
I'm good, I'm chilling, I'm happy, but I'm like, yes, sing it. Like I'm so invested in that right now. I like right now, if you looked at my most Spotify Penthouse on her that EP, I think is
Mhm.
pretty much probably going to be my number one. It's going to be my top 5 songs next year. I will guarantee it. The amount of times I've listened to it in the past 2 weeks. I
Yeah.
think she's so talented. I feel like she's like the next Taylor Swift.
No,
Her
she's really
songwriting
good.
and everything is super incredible.
Yeah, and her short film too that she just came out with.
So good.
Amazing.
I was actually introduced to her from her being the opening act at the Jonas Brothers, and I fell in love.
Another big one I've been listening to was Lizzie McAlpine.
Oh, I haven't
So
heard of her.
good. Oh my God, you have to listen.
I've heard of
It's
her.
so
I
good.
haven't listened to her though.
Her song Ceilings is big on TikTok right now, but that whole album is amazing. Yeah, she kind of gives like kind of Gracie vibes. All right, back on the topic of concerts. Yeah. Sorry.
We're gonna keep it interesting. No, yeah. We have 2 more questions left.
Yeah.
What was your favorite and least favorite concert you've ever been to?
Ooh, favorite. Damn. Because when you like leave a concert, like that was the best night of my life for every concert that you go to. Okay, like least favorite. I'm trying to MGK at it was in LA at the Shrine Auditorium. It was so unorganized. We were in line for 2 hours to get in. It was GA. Like we were there way before like when doors were opened and we didn't get he was halfway through a set when we got in. It was just so terrible. So I'm gonna say that for that specifically. I've seen him in concert and he's great. So it's like it wasn't him. It was just like the organization of everything. Favorite concert? Huh. I honestly can say like Happiness Begins tour at Madison Square Garden, it was me and like all my fangirl like our 20 friends that like we used to always like be the ones outside the Today Show and like Good Morning America, and like we were all in the pit, we're all like hammered and just like having like the best time ever. And it was just like the comeback and just like that feeling of like, oh my God, like looking at every like we're all adults now and like still doing this and like, still going to see our favorite band and like everyone having like jobs and or being engaged or married and being like, oh, we're still all crying over Nick or Joe or whatever. And so like that one was like a really, really fun show to just like the environment and being at Madison Square Garden. But I want to like have a better answer than that. Favorite concert. This past Harry show, his closing night in LA was like his energy was just 110%. Seeing him with the banner was really cool. For selling all the shows and just being there for that was like really, really fun. And I've seen Harry 5 or 6 times now. And so like out of all of those shows, those were like my favorite. That was like my favorite one just because you could tell he was like into it. And just like giving that energy. But I don't know. I'm trying to think of like just like an artist that like isn't in that scope that I can say like put on a really good show. I can't think of anything, but yeah. So those will say in my show. Those will be my two.
Yeah, Harry and Jonas Brothers, perfect answers. So good. Yeah. Whenever anyone asks me that same question, I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, like there was just like there's like summers I would just go to the most random shows ever just to go. You know what? A really good show that I went. It was like 2013. It was when Hot Chile opened for Demi. And it was at the Bank of America Pavilion, and that's like one of my favorite venues. That was a really fun show too. I just remember that one specifically because that's like on the water. It was in the middle of the summer. It was just like a beautiful. That was just a really good one.
Yeah, the Pavilion is always such a good venue. And like their view, like there's just not a bad view there.
Venue that was Jones Beach in New York. Have you guys ever been?
No, I've never been.
That's a good one to go to too. I love that venue.
Yeah, I think I've only been to MSG in New York.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. I was supposed to go to King's Theater for Omar Apollo, but it was on Thanksgiving weekend, so I couldn't go. But yeah. I haven't been to New York too much, but
yeah, I've only been to MSG. Every single time I walk into MSG, I'm like dumbfounded. I'm like, oh my God.
It's so awesome.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. All right. Finally, the final question. We're sorry we've been like keeping you for so long.
You're good.
Okay, so I'm someone that also wants to go into the entertainment business and like the music industry. So for the sake of our listeners as well, to close off, what advice would you offer someone looking to begin in the industry?
What I said earlier is like if you don't ask or if you don't try something, you'll never know. And if you ask someone for advice or you ask, for an opportunity, you send that email, you send that pitch, you apply for that job and you don't get it or they say no or they don't answer your email, you're literally in the same spot that you were in when you started. But they could answer, and then you could get that phone call or that internship or whatever that is. So take a chance on that. Like, go for it. You know what I mean? But also, I think the biggest thing is like, and I think why I've gotten to where I am and the opportunities is you do have to love it because this industry will take everything from you. But I think it's really important to stay true to who you are. And I think I'm just like rambling a little bit, just on like different things that have happened or my mindset, but also just be like a good person, but also realize that there are not good people. So just be a little protective of yourself and, but go after what you want. And there are good people that will want to help you. Find your little clique of like other, if you met a girl at a concert or this and that, do your homework on like, whatever you want to do. Do you want to work at a record label? Do you want to work in radio? Do you want to work on tour? Do your homework and like figure out like find a mentor for yourself in that space or find someone to follow, like follow them on social media, connect with them on LinkedIn. Do not spam them. That is definitely like I will say do not do that. But respect them and like, if they post something really cool, like swipe up on their story, like that's amazing, blah, 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 blah. if they've done interviews or articles, like just educate yourself on like 2 or 3 people that are like doing what you want to do and kind of follow like what they've done. Have they volunteered 1,000 times? You know, do they have what part-time gigs have they done to get to where they are? You see them speaking on a panel, go to it, you know, listen to different podcasts. Really educate yourself. I will say when I was starting out, there was not a single person that walked into a room when I knew I was going to be somewhere that I didn't know everything about them. I knew what they did, what their job title was, who their clients were, you know, what projects they worked on. Because if I had that like I had a one-on-one conversation with them, I was going to bring up that I was like following their career and that, you know, I love this project that you worked on because of this. Like really educate yourself on like whatever space and the people that are doing what they're doing. I will say that just because you never want to walk into a meeting and be like, yeah, I love what you're doing and I love to do what you're doing. And then you don't know actually what they do for a job, you know? So I just really educate yourself and just go for it. You're going to get a lot of no's and you have to be okay with that. But you will get that one yes if you keep persevering and going for it.
That was the perfect way to close this off.
I know. I was like hearing you talk about your business and just your passion in general for Fangirl makes me feel so like proud of you. I know we just met, but I'm so proud of what you're doing and everything. And it also makes me proud of what we have created as fellow fangirls as well. And I just feel like you've paved the way for in so many ways possible for fangirls and music events and everything like that. And I'm so thankful we were able to have this conversation with you today.
Thank you. It means so much. Yeah, I love what I do. I'm super lucky that I'm in the position, and I'm hope that I can help other fangirls try to find their way. And I'm always, as you guys know, I mean, you guys reached out via email. I try to make myself as accessible as I can for other people, and just because I know what it was like when I was trying to break into the industry and you know, when I was trying though, I didn't have podcasts to listen to. You know, I was just like looking up as much as I could online and this and that. So having a podcast like this for other people, you guys are helping, you know, create that space as well. So don't sell yourself short on any of that either.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, part of our like reasoning behind this too is just to give that like safe space for a fangirl, because we know that like sometimes girls feel like they can't really fangirl or like they have no one to fangirl. So we're like, well, come on over. We can fangirl here. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. This is awesome. Literally, I had so much fun this past hour. It was amazing. So with that, I think we're gonna close it off.
Awesome.
I'll give a rundown of our socials and then feel free to plug in anything you want.
Awesome.
Right. So follow us on our social media ever since 2012. Our YouTube channel is ever since 2012. Our TikTok is @_ever since 2012. Our Instagram is the same as our TikTok @_ ever since 2012. And all of our podcast streaming platforms are available. You can find it in the description and at the screen or on the screen at the end of the video.
You can follow my personal socials. They're all @Julie_Russell, RUSSELL. It's the same across the board for everything, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. And then you can follow Fangirl Fantasy. It is Fangirl_Fantasy on Instagram. And then on TikTok and Twitter, it is Fangirl Fantasy 1.
I'll link it in the description as well.
Yes. You'll find it all in the description. We'll summarize and everything. But thank you all for listening. We'll see you next week. We are going to be doing a Dream Taylor tour set list. So tune in for that.
It'll be interesting. Definitely.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys next week. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Goodbye.